So today I kind of want to talk about the whole notion of player first. I always think the idea, like whenever I see a company say player first or like consumer first, I always laugh or giggle in the inside or even crack a smile when I see stuff like that. Because like at least in America, it's never consumer first per se, right? It's always business first, right? And one of the reasons why I want to bring up the whole idea of player first is because that's one of Proletariat's mottos, like one of their signatures, saying we put players first and whatnot. And recently, has not been feeling like they've been putting players' needs at first. It feels like they kind of just abandoned the Spellbreak community with their radio silence. They're still somewhat a part of the community because I think they're still giving content creators like keys for tournaments. So like if you want like packs basically for people to redeem for gold for tournaments. I know that's something that Jake is doing, and that's something that they've been doing in the past. But yeah, the whole notion of player first. Oh my, right? There's only because at the end of the day, money makes things go around, right? For example, like if you watch any kind of sports, whenever a player gets signed to another team, they a lot of the times they're shocked by it, but they usually say it's understandable. It's a business, right? And it's kind of crazy because a lot of like players feel like they're part of like management. Like they know management's family. So if they could just get cut from a team that's borderline family to them, then the whole idea of like it's consumer first, it's players first is it's not ever really true because money makes the world go around. Even in non-profit organizations, they need money to make things work. And if they don't have enough money, then certain programs get cut, right? Right. But still, I still believe that the way that Proletariat's handling things is pretty bad, right? There's only like two excuses that could explain and could, I guess, be forgivable for why they're doing or handling the current situation in Spellbreak the way they are. But even if that's the case, I think it could still be better than how they're handling it right now. Because radio silence isn't cool. It's not cool for Proletariat to be like, hey, we're going to get some milk, and the milk is chapter 4, and and we're just the kids, right? They went to the gas station to go get milk, aka chapter 4 branded milk, and they haven't came back yet. They could do they could do a lot better than what's going on right now. The only two things before we get into like some of the things they could be doing better, the only two forgivable reasons for what they're doing is one of which is they're taking the No Man's Sky approach, right? No Man's Sky is notorious for having a horrible launch, right? And there's an article that someone shared on Reddit that I can share with you guys. Oh, we got a Tempest. Oh, we got a third party here. That man dippity dip. Hold on. No. You don't get the runaway. I'm coming for you. Yeah, I'm a toxicologist with alacrity. What's up with you? Oh, you got... Oh, he has Spellslinger. That's interesting. Oh, almost had that. Let's go. GG's. My goodness, that man made me sweat. My goodness gracious. Good on him. Good on him. Made me sweat a ball and a half. Oh, but yeah, like I was saying, No Man's Sky is basically the way they treated the relaunch was they went radio silence on their community too eventually, right? And they said that they did that so they can focus on the core issues on No Man's Sky and the development, and it worked for them, right? So if that's what Proletariat's doing, then that's totally understandable, right? But it would still be nice that they would be like on Twitter or on somewhere saying that's what we're doing. We're taking the No Man's Sky approach to development. At least that way people won't be so bah humbug about everything, right? That would be nice. That's all they have to say. Another reason, the only other reason is that maybe because of shareholders, stockholders, and all those people, they are basically holding the devs' mouths tight. Like the stockholders, investors, or whoever really like isn't really involved in Spellbreak's development, who's funding or who helped Proletariat with it, are being like, hey, I want you guys to say nothing about the development. And at the end of the day, it's fair because depending on what kind of contract Spellbreak or Proletariat like handled, that could be one of the reasons why the devs are just not saying it. It could be like business reason like that, or a legal reason where they kind of like signed an NDA not to say anything or whatnot, because we've seen it in the past. Like certain co-founders got in trouble on Twitter for certain things that they said and did. So that could be one of the reasons why their lips are so tight, just because of like past interactions with the community wasn't so great. Right? But everything else, I can't really think of an excuse for. I can't really think. Maybe there is. You guys let me know if there's another reason why Proletariat is doing what they're doing. Those are the only two excusable reasons. Everything else is pretty bad. And bad for their brand too, because we know Proletariat's making new games, right? Man, all these fire players, it's a toxicologist's worst nightmare. If I win this, it's just luck was on my side to the maximum. That's all I can say. The amount of people playing Tempest and Fire gives me a borderline heart attack. And it's really bad for their brand, the way they're handling it, because like the way they're handling going radio silence is even making some of the most diehard Proletariat fans not believe in the company anymore, and that's horrible. There's even like people talking on Reddit saying that whatever game that Proletariat comes out, they're gonna like just bash it to the ground, right? Which is something I'm sure Proletariat doesn't want to happen, because at the end of the day, why would you want to like start off with a new game on a bad foot necessarily? I think that's not very smart. Is that man playing ambidextrous? Right, so much has changed. I've been seeing a whole mess of people use ambidextrous more, or maybe they just went to the one of the temples, right? So if one of their reasons is because, oh, we just didn't really know what to do with the future of Spellbreak development, so we just decided to shut up, that's pretty bad. That's a bad excuse, because at the end of the day, you can still be involved in the community. This is not a good map for, this is not a good zone for a toxicologist at all. Going against Tempest players, high flyers. There's another person back here. Oh my goodness, what is today Tempest Day? There's so many Tempest players. Where did you go?
Time to move. The spellstorm is closing.
So many Tempest players. This is gonna be crazy, bro. They have a Twitter with a good chunk of followers. Same with Instagram. So they could be like telling people on their Twitter and Instagram, like, these players, no reg, are holding events to make the lobby stack, right? They could still be a impactful part of the community instead of just going radio silence on us completely. I might as well pop this, right? So if I was them, that's what I would do, at least for the community, right? To at least make your image better, especially if you're thinking about becoming a multi-brand studio. This is crazy. I'm gonna just stand myself in here, you know, and get out into all that action when the time is necessary, when I have to, because this is crazy. This is actually crazy. Oh, you have... Oh, we did it! We won! I don't know how we won. And like another thing that they could do is like promote artwork, stuff like that.
Well-earned victory.
I don't know how we won, but we won. We won. But yeah, I think proletariat should really think about their brand as a business, because the last thing you want to be known as is a company that handles their player base and games poorly, right? Think about like certain studios that have positive annotations like Mappa. When you hear about Mappa, Studio Wit, Studio Bones in anime, people get excited. Even if you're making us, even if those companies are making a slice of life anime, people get excited. Same thing with Riot. People hype up any Riot game that's coming out, and you don't want to have that kind of brand representation or stigma, I should say, that, oh, Proletariat announces a new game and people just roll their eyes saying Proletariat's known for making games with a lot of potential but never living up to that potential. You don't want to have that kind of brand stigma kind of thing. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. The whole player first. Proletariat can definitely do more, but at the end of the day, it's never ever player first. It's always business first, but there's still things that Proletariat can do a lot better for the community and use their social media to achieve that per se. But that's just how I feel about it. Let me know how you guys feel about it, all that jazz.